Happy Saturday, everyone. So we're back to continue in our Gelli JunkAdori. I'll be saying that how many more times? 49 more times. So today what I wanted to work on, I have a few things because I've been working all day here on different projects. So my desk has a lot of things on it. So I'm thinking some of the things I have over here I'll probably incorporate into our session. But first, let me show you. I did do the printables. I was able to kind of get my act together and do them. So, because I'll be using a lot of these different papers as we move along together. So this is what the printables look like. I had a couple of full sheets of the flat lays. You guys seem to really like that. And there's a lot of like nice small elements as well as taking larger chunks of this. And then I did them, so I did 2 full-size flat lays, and then I did the same ones and just reduced them. So I do that a lot in my printables so that we have things in different sizes depending on what you want to work on. Then these are the pages I was talking about. Like, so this is the one that I did last week. So you can see the difference. I used this one in last week's project. So this is the one I used, and this is what the original looks like. So I put the original in too because the original is pretty as well. It just kind of gives you 2 different colorways depending on which way you wanted to go. And I wanted this one to sort of be a little, you know, a darker kind of tonal to it, but both of them are gorgeous. So what I did is I did the various images that I had. These are all old documents and what have you. I did them in the original, and that I did them in this sort of grayed down version, just to give you a few options. This goes this way. Same thing. These are the birds. So we have the brighter, and then sort of the grayed down version of it. Lots of good botanical studies. This is all from a book that came originally from the Brooklyn Library. I didn't have the book, but this was, you know, someone gave these to me, but this is from years ago. But look at that one, is so pretty. And this one is nice too, grayed down. And then this is a brighter version of that first one. So this first one that's in a smaller is grayed down as well. You can see like this is brighter and this is a little less bright. So I kind of did the brighter version of the flowers, you can see there, and then these are just a little, you know, less light to them. So it just kind of gives options. I like doing that in my own work. So, and then this, but that was a pretty cool skeleton of animal, some sort of mammal. And then I did these. I have a number of these style. So I thought they'd be fun to kind of put sort of neutrals, and then you could use them throughout your journal, throughout our time, any way that you want. And then I had some of these from ledgers from the 1890s. So I thought they would be fun to do some of those. Here's some more of these neutral kind of, and this is the one that I did the flat lay. So that one that we did back here, it's the same document, just without the flat lay stuff on it. So if you just wanted to use the images like that, you could have them. And then there's another page of, I think I did 4 of these, and these are just different sections of the ledger from the 1890s. And this was cool. This had some ink blots on it, so you know how to put those in there. And then this is one of a pine. I thought that was pretty. So I think there are a total of 13 pages here, but some of them, you know, are double images and stuff like that. So I thought it was kind of a nice, kind of some colors, but some neutrals and things that you could work with. So I know a lot of times it's hard to find these documents, and if you are to find them, they're like, you know, $15, $20 each. So I'll try to share throughout the year with you all the things that I may be working with. Especially, you know, so many of you were saying you like these when I used them last week, so I will, you know, definitely share them. Okay, now I think what I want to do is work with this larger one. I want to cut these out, sort of fussy cut it, to put on this page, and then this were some jelly prints. I was kind of fooling around with just doing different techniques the other day, working with my Posca pens, but I really like this, and I think this down here and sort of juxtaposed to this is interesting. So I think we're going to do something with this, and I'm thinking that I want to jelly print over some of it. So let's start with, let me see. I'm going to go ahead and do some printing on this and let this dry some more so I can pull it. I have to figure out what I want to do. These are the Posca pens. I want some black on this. These Posca pens are acrylic. So I had a layer of white and red down there from some pulls I did earlier. So I just want to put that black there, let it dry. So when I pull it, which I think I'm going to pull on tissue paper, I'll get some translucent that I may use over in here. So let's get going. Where are my page clips? Keep this clip down. And so let's get started. I think let me start first with this. Already has a nice background, so I think what I want to do is just maybe rip this. You know, let's just rip it first and kind of see what we get. See how this will work on there. Get rid of this white. I could stain it, but I don't mind what I see there, so I don't want to necessarily cover it all up. Like that. Get some of this off. Maybe just a little bit more off the top. Okay, I like that. I think what I want to do is just tear this white the reverse way to get rid of the white. So I don't want to stain it, and I don't really want to see all that white, so I think that's better. So let's go ahead and glue this down. Get my Giotto. And you know me, we're just going to build as we go. I have no idea exactly what I'm going to be doing. But that's the fun of it. Creating these pages and collaging, fleshing it out with our materials. And just really try to make some very exotic combinations to the work we're doing. I see which way. I guess this is the top. I'm gonna figure out which way my own scripting is going. Oh, that's good. Good. So let's now put this stuff away. Start cutting this out. I want to focus in on, I think, this one right here. And I know I'm going to get some of the foliage from the other one. That's okay. Cut that so I can get closer. Hope you guys' week went wonderfully. A lot of studio time and creating and just, you know, generally enjoying yourselves. That's always so important. Have a good week, just busy, crazy busy, especially with all the different projects, but it's all good too. I think I'm going to leave this leaf here because it does kind of fit in with what we've got going on there, because I want to keep some of the foliage. Look at that. Kind of have to re-sculpt that leaf a little bit because it was underneath that shell, so it's okay. Take a little artistic license here. Just kind of not the leaf, the petal. Okay, so far so good. That's good. Uh-oh. Kind of want to keep a lot of this green, so I think what I'm going to do, even that stem, even though the stem from the other flower is there, I can cover that up with some collage material. So we're just going to kind of stick with trying to leave it in here. Oh, I also want to say thank you for all of you who have signed up, you know, saying you wanted to be a contributor on the board. And I noticed that you're already starting to add things, and which is awesome. I really look forward to seeing what you put in there. Just remember, and not that there hasn't been any problems with anything posted, so I don't want anyone to think, oh, did I do something wrong? Just remember that which board you're posting on. So the one for the Cabinet of Curiosities, let's keep it to things that fit in that genre, and you're free to upload pictures from this journal. So any of your journal pages, you can upload them in there, because that's what that one is. It's Cabinet of Curiosities that go along with our journaling. So don't be shy. Get rid of this one because this was going to be off the page anyhow. With putting your own art from your journal pages, is, you know, from your journal pages or any other art that you're doing that fits in with the Cabinet of Curiosities theme, it's fine. And then the other one that we have, which is the our hoarders, our eclectic artist, you know, hoarders board. Anything that's appropriate to that theme as well, including your own art. So I want you to make sure, oh, that looks good just like in this background like that, doesn't it? Woo, so that already gives me an idea. See, I need to cut things out, and then as I cut things out, I can sort of see what I want to do. Like this shell really wasn't popping in my mind until I got it cut out, and now I can see it being put over on this other page. So yeah, please. Oh, and the other thing I was going to say, don't feel like you have to be conservative. You don't. You can post as many pictures on that board as you want that goes with the theme. So if you go in there, let's say you're in there working, adding things. Let's see. Oh, that's good. I like that shell right there. See, you have to just get and cut and start working for all your ideas to flow. I really like this one. So some of this will get off. That's great there. Sort of figure what else I want. I'll go back through our pack here and look. I know I want to get some of this also did, when I was working with these, I just printed out some like large sheets. I thought these sheets maybe are too big to for you guys to just kind of really work with. So that's why I made them smaller. But since I have them here, and let me know if you'd like full sheets next time. Like I can do them big. Like these are oversized. Like the original, like this is twice the size of the original. Just so you know, the original was like a narrow sheet. But I like these numbers on here, so I think I might work these numbers in. Like maybe down in here, because the color of the paper seems to work well. Let me just rip it and see. You never know till you do it. So yeah, don't be shy. You can, when you're in there working on the board, you can post as many pictures at a time as you want. There is no limit. The more we fill the board up and make it an inspirational place for people who come and see it, the better. So I'm okay with that. Because I notice everybody, and people just put one up or two. I'm thinking, they're probably thinking, oh, I don't want to, overstep my bounds. And no, you can have at it. I like those numbers down here on the page. So it sort of takes this and turns it more into like a, a document or something, an older document. Which is what we want. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is, I think I'm going to go ahead and glue these down because I like those there. So let's just get these glued down. So you can take a jelly print with some scripting and, turn it into an element in our Cabinet of the Curiosities. Really like that. Get these little pieces off. Put that down there. So if you asked to get on the board in some kind of way I missed it, don't hesitate to put it up again this week, because I really tried to catch as many as I could. But I know some of you all come in and see the video as it runs later in the week. Sometimes I don't see all of those notifications the same way I'll see them like on Saturday or Sunday. So just go back in and, like under this week's video or here in the chat, if you're in the chat, let me know. And I will. So far, that shell looks like so real, doesn't it? It's amazing. I mean, it is a photograph, but when you just kind of cut it out. Okay, we like that. Now, let's move it and go back to this. Let's pull this. So I think I'm going to use, I don't really want a strong color, so I'm going to try to see if this glaze right here. It's hard to say. Sometimes it doesn't have enough. I know what will, though. Let me just use this zinc white should pull it, but then if I do the zinc white, it's going to be hard. No, you'll see. We'll see that. Let's just use zinc white. This is a golden's color. I just kind of want just to be able to get a glaze in here. I don't want it to be too much, but enough to pull. So let's hope that's not too much. Okay, so we're gonna get our tissue paper, put it down. Hopefully we can just get this up nice and intact. Okay, we're getting some of it. We're not getting all of it. We got a chunk. So let me also use, this gets it every time, the Golden's quinacridone. 𝐜𝐧𝐝. 𝐜𝐧𝐝. I always say 𝐜𝐧𝐝. I don't know why I do that. Okay. You'll see how much more comes up with this color. It's just crazy. But I don't know that I want this color on here. So I'm going to start with that white one and see. So we got a little bit more, but just still stuff down there. Let me get another sheet of my glassine. That'll pull something. And all this stuff, you know, I use in my collages and stuff, so it's never wasted. But I keep my jelly plate and stuff handy. You never know. Oh, I tell you what we can do too to really, so. This is the Posca pen. Okay, so drawing right on your papering and then laying it down over top the wet paint. It's gonna the scripting is going to be beneath it. But there was also stuff down there I was trying to pick up, so we'll see what happens. Oh yeah, it's still translucent enough so we can see it. See, that's just yummy. And I can still see the white scripting. It's very faint, but you can see just this faint layer of scripting underneath there, which just adds a nice bit of texture to it, and that's something that we can use. Now, whether or not I'm going to use it well, I probably won't use this today, but I will use it at some point. But I think what I want to try to use is this piece here. I like that scripting back there, but that's not exactly what I had in mind. So, scrap that. Let me get the plate, because I wanted it to be a little more subtle. So let me get this This is the ivory in it. So get this scripting. Okay, so we know we can take the piece out. And let's just lay it down. This is going to be tone on tone. That's kind of what I was looking for, trying to get some texture back there, so it's like tone on tone, but, you know. Okay, it's there, but it's still kind of hard to see. Let me just take, you know, you have it in your mind's eye, and it quite isn't doing what I have in my mind. Let me try white. I'm going to use a thicker one too. And it's okay to do it right on top of each other because it's just tone on tone, you know. So it's no harm. Let's see if that one, because this paper is a tan color, maybe this will show up better. Let's see. Nothing beats a failure but a try. We just keep on trying. Really kind of want it to soak in too. Okay, so we're getting some, but it's still, you can see that scripting. You see how nice it is, but it's still a little faint. So let me just see. I'm just going to keep on building. We're starting to get something there, though. I do like that. We take a thinner, that was a medium. Let's take the thinner one and let's go and overscript right over it. And just keep on building up texture so that ultimately so as it dries, it's going to kind of creep into that paper, but we're just getting that nice subtle background, which is what I'm seeing in my mind's eye. I just want it, you know, I want it to be, I don't want it to be too strong, but I want it to be, so that's starting to get there. See, that's looking better. You know, you're starting to see it now, which is what I wanted. Okay. So put that back in, and then I have some fragments over here somewhere. From earlier painting session. Let me see if I put this here. I don't know, do I want that little bit of blue there? It's not bad. Okay, let me look for one more thing. Okay, so since I have my jelly plate out, and I do want to put, I feel like I want to put those little circles down there, but I don't really want the blue behind it. I don't think that that works. So I'll just go ahead and print some This is what I call my fragments style. And I'm just going to put, actually I just put a few small little dots. They don't have to be big. And then using paintbrush, you see what size do I want. Let's use this one. And kind of just sort of make these into bigger circles. And I call this my fragments. I like to do it on tissue paper. You can do it on blank tissue paper. You can do it on paper that has color like I'm using here. And what it allows you to do is it allows you to have these pieces to add to your collage box so that, you know, when you want a little element, they're just already on tissue paper, and they already have the jelly printed quality to them. So sometimes, like, I'll just fill them in a little bit, but they just really have that beautiful printed quality, and they're on so let this dry. They're on the tissue paper. Just have this extra paint, so I'm just gonna draw some more circles. That's how I use my paint up. I'm sorry, I'm off camera. So I just take and, you know, draw circles until I run out of paint. Because I hardly have any paint on them, on this brush at this point, it still has a nice mono printed kind of look to them, even though, you know, I just painted them on there. But on this tissue paper, it's just so good because it's just ready to go. Right there. So I think I'm going to use this grouping here because it's against the cream color, even though I got a little bit of I think the one that I actually did over here I want, because I still have a little bit too much of that blue there, which I don't really want right now. So we're going to use this one right here. But what I like to do is take my water pen and just a little bit of, I don't get, you know, get the brush wet, and let's just go down using water. It's a better way to tear the paper because it loosens it up, and then you just get a nice kind of frayed edge versus a cut edge, or you don't also want an edge where it rips funny and then you tear your element. We don't want that. And then on the tissue paper, it's nice because it's fairly translucent, so whatever's in the background, you know, you'll get a little bit of it. In this case, we have that scripting, so it's already faint. You're not going to see a lot of it. But what's nice is it doesn't, you know, like you don't have, it doesn't conflict with it. And also, as this is drying, you can see that background is really popping better. So, let's go ahead and put this down in this corner. Okay. Put that right there. Cool. So you get just that a little bit of grunge from the tissue paper, a little bit of color and stuff, but that's perfect. So now I'm gonna put this down here. So I really want the botanical, the flower, to really sing. So I don't really want a whole lot going on, but just enough to be of interest. Okay, so let's go ahead and glue this in place. Okay. I think I'm gonna get my 𝐿𝐵 for this. Just a, you know, different way of thinking about our collage backgrounds. And then it's like making our botanicals, or, oops, I'm not gonna do that. This 𝐿𝐵 is so aggressive. You gotta hold it when you're doing it. Anyway, you know, like going with the large scale, smaller scale, you know, really play with scale in your journal. And that brings a lot of interest too, because it kind of becomes unexpected maybe to have it this big, you know. Okay. Well, at least you can't see the tear. So nothing wrong with it going onto that other page there. When we get to that side, we'll probably just see a little bit of it, but it's okay too. And just okay. Alrighty. Boy, do I like that. It's like old world and contemporary at the same time, you know? Guess I need a little bit more here. So now what we're going to do is, let me find the scripting. I have Tim Holtz. Let's get this one. Okay. And we're going to use that. It's from his, I'll show you the collection. This one is from Ledger Script CMS241. I'll try to put the link for this below the video. You can get this over on Amazon. I mean, it's pricey. I think for the two of them, it's like $20-something, $22, $24. But I have used this stamp. The cost per use is worth it, because I use this stamp a lot. It gives me that sort of old world quality that I like, without I'm just looking for my color. Where is it? Okay. Without like being too specific. And since I have a lot of that text behind it, to sort of stamp over this flower image, just to kind of integrate it into the page so it pushes it back. And of course I'm going to use pumice. Pumice stone is my go-to, because it'll be the same kind of subtle pattern, but it gets chalky. It's not really dark. So let's just do it right here. Oh yeah. And when it dries, it'll get chalkier. But you sort of see how we have, and it's right over the image, which is nice. I think I'm going to extend it over those dots too, just to put it across from this side. It's so pretty too. It's just a chalky gray. like the best. Okay, good. That's great. So as it dries, it'll only get, it becomes more chalky in color. Okay, so let's see. What else do I want to do? I don't know. I kind of like what I have here, to be honest with you. Put this in. That's nice. Actually, I think those two pages work really nicely together, don't they? It's like the flower is a standalone piece, and we did all that texturing back there with the jelly printing and the overscripting. And you know, this is a jelly print. And then sort of taking these two kind of elements, you know, ties it back in with sort of the theme, without still being too, you know, we don't want to be too literal translation of everything. We want it to kind of be loose and have that that feel to it. Let me see. Do I want to use, I have this gold here. Just trying to decide if I want to do something right there with this gold Posca. But I don't really know what I want to do. So I may just do something really, a small kind of scripting here. Just something very, since I have some gold here, let's just do a little bit of little elemental scripting. Oh, that's good. So just a little something, not, you know, not all over the top. Just kind of integrates this with that. Now remember, I have, those of you who traveled this journey with me last year, you know I have my 80 to 90% rule. And I never really tried to finish something 100%. And I think you're already getting the idea of that we have pockets to come back and fill and little details that we can come back. So as you're moving through your book, you know, we may come back and put something else on this page. We may, you know, we're also going to come back and put different things in our pockets like we talked about. And so if you leave yourself some place to go, first of all, you don't have the anxiety of feeling like, oh, I got to finish. What's the last thing I want to put on there? Because I'm telling you, from years of having done that, that's how it messed stuff up. I would just feel like I've got to finish. It's not finished. I got to finish. And then you do that one more thing and you're like, oh my God, why did I do that? It just messed it all up. So from too many times of doing that, I've learned that even when I have the desire to think, yeah, I could put something else on here, but I don't know what it is, I stop. Because as I work the journal, as we make other papers, I come across other ephemera and stuff like that, something will speak to me, and then I'll know, oh, you know what, I could put that back over on, this is something I did earlier, so I was just kind of looking, I like how I did that, the pen over top of that, sort of smushed scripting. But anyway, so, you know, you'll just know that, oh, like right here, we left this open. So at some point, you're going to know something that you may want to come back and put underneath there. We may never put anything underneath there. We might just like it is. So if you leave yourself some place to go, which is what the 80% rule is all about, you know, like I stopped and I just thought, wow, wouldn't because I saw the our, you know, labels, and I thought, oh, a label would be nice there. But then I'm actually working on some labels of my own that I haven't, you know, really gotten a chance to finish. And so I may not want to fill the book up with all the same kind of labels. So maybe I won't put it there, but I'll know to come back and put a label. So, you know, like we're just going to kind of work forward with the idea, yeah, we can come back and revisit some of the pages. And, you know, like you may travel and find some ephemera. And this book is such the perfect size because it's a good size to travel with. So you can take this with you. And then you might be out at a flea market or at a vintage store or somewhere, and you find a perfect little something that you want to put in your journal. And because we have this style, you can literally just slip a vintage document right between the pages that you might want to keep whole, and you might want to have a little note of where you got it. So this book is a living kind of journal, and it'll allow us just to continue to explore this idea of cabinet of curiosities, found objects, you know, rooms of wonder, without feeling we have to finish everything. So I want to say that because I said that a lot last year. And I'll say it a lot again this year because I really want to help encourage you not to feel like you've got to finish it all complete, because I think that's something that so many artists struggle with. And I just want to give you permission to feel like stop when you want to stop and then come back to it. That's everything. So until next week, we have gotten some more pages done. So I'll have the link underneath the video for this month's printables. A lot of good stuff in here. You're gonna like it. I think it's a lot of different type of things in here too that you just don't, you're just gonna find anywhere. So that should be fun. And yeah, and thanks for hanging out. As always, we love our premieres, hanging out together. So for those of you who aren't aware, we do premieres are the same time that this video goes live at 7 a.m. Pacific time. So you just want to come in and hang out with us, you just hit the premiere reminder, and then YouTube will notify you, and you just hit the link and come on in. It's real easy. Let's see. Of course, if you like the video, thumb it up. If you're new, hit that subscribe and hit the all button. That way you get all the notifications. And until next week, happy creating. Love you guys so much and take care. Bye-bye.